another patient and prisoner, and together they think up an escape plan. Once outside the hospital, Victoria tells him that she is part of the resistance, and suggests he should contact Pablo, someone who might help him ID the man in the photo. When he meets Pablo, Christian learns that the resistance wants the government to bring back order, and for that, they need information from a mole, with whom they have lost contact. Christian looks for the mole, but only finds his body and his ID. Following this lead, he gets to the right address to check out the place, and to his surprise, he finds the other half of the photo of himself dressed as a scientist. So he goes back to Pablo's hideout to look for answers, but he has been kidnapped by the paramilitary group. However, he has left an important tip. He must go to the School of Engineering. There, he figures out the path to one of the secret bases of the Resistance, where he finds Victoria, as well as the man in the photo, but he is several years older. Reversion, Chapter 3, The Return.
You're the professor in the photo.
Christian, it's been so long. Gosh, I'm glad to see you. Welcome.
Christian? Me? You?
Victoria told me you lost your memory. I'm Nicholas. I was your teacher at college and we worked as colleagues.
I'm sorry, but everything's a blur.
I see. What counts is that now you are safe.
I appreciate your worries, but I'm here for answers.
Where do I begin?
For example, tell me, have I really traveled through time?
It's a long story. Our teleportation machine failed. An open-as-space-time hole which sucked us in.
So, am I really a scientist? Did I make a teleportation machine?
One step at a time. I'd better tell you everything from scratch. Let me know when you're ready to listen.
At least this time they don't disappear and leave me with no answers. Professor.
Yes.
I'm ready to listen.
Ready to listen? Listen to what?
You told me to let you know when I was ready.
I guess you're still a little confused. Time travel must affect you too much. Anyway, since you're here, I'm going to tell you my story.
I might have lost my memory, but the professor looks quite confused. The good thing is that I'm finally going to get some answers.
Everything started in Innovate, a science and technology fair to shape the future, where I presented my lifelong project, the teleportation machine, which of course needed financing to come true. During my research, my colleagues treated me like a crazy dreamer, so it was rewarding when the first person interested in the machine showed. He turned out to be some Sergio, an unscrupulous businessman. Should I agree to work with someone like that? I didn't know if it was the right thing to do, but the opportunity was unique. So I tried to convince him of the benefits we'd get. Finally, a few weeks later, I decided to sign. That contract was the beginning of it all. Several months of hard work followed, but your presence plus Victoria and Florencia made all that work bearable. Finally, the day for the machine startup arrived. Everything looked right, but something failed. The machine opened up a hole that sucked me in. Christian, that hole turned out to be a time hole. Suddenly, I was in a destroyed Buenos Aires. I found little Victoria, who had grown up. She helped me figure it out. Sergio had taken advantage of the destruction wave. In the following chaos to overtake the city helped by a paramilitary group. Buenos Aires was isolated from the rest of the country under Sergio's dictatorship. Since then, we have organized a resistance together as a way to redeem myself for the great damage that my invention had caused. But I soon understood that stopping Sergio would not be an easy task. And to do that, many would have to continue suffering.
Now I understand why every time I hear the name Sergio, I get sick to my stomach.
There are many things in this lab back from when we worked together. If you want to, you may go over them. I'm sure that'll help you remember.
Thanks a lot, Nicholas. It's Nicholas's computer. I'd better not touch it. I don't want Nicholas to get mad at me. These formulas here look familiar. Or it might be my mind playing tricks on me with fake memories. It's perfectly aligned. There's no need to arrange it. It's not the time to sit for a rest. It looks very comfortable. What is that for? I guess I'm going too fast. I have to process information bit by bit. If I touch any of this, Nicholas will want to kill me more than Sergio. That's the table Nicholas must work at. It's full of papers with notes. They're the attempts of Nicholas to make the machine operational. I don't want to take any of this. It's Nicholas's. This console must be to operate the teleportation machine. I'd better not turn it on. They haven't made it work yet. I'd better not turn it on. They haven't made it work yet. This must be the famous teleportation machine. I guess that looking at it brings back some memories. I worked on this project for many years. I could never forget it all. Hello?
What's up?
So, I knew you in the past. Sorry, but I don't remember you much.
Don't worry. Though I always remembered your names, as time went by, I started to forget what you and Nicholas looked like. When Nicholas arrived in our time and found me, I took him for a homeless. I think we should have gotten more photos taken.
Were you alone after the incident?
Do you want to hear the whole story?
Of course.
Though I was a little girl, I always remembered Nicholas. The fame he got after signing the contract with Sergio never distanced him from his research. His enthusiasm and commitment allowed him to get the key, to build the teleportation machine. He looked very happy back then. But the machine failed. And many things happened that day. Both you and Nicholas vanished mysteriously. The city was in chaos. The expansive wave pulled down half the buildings in the city of Buenos Aires. Sergio grasped the chance and overtook the city, helped by a paramilitary group. He took over the Casa Rosada. And so his dictatorship started.
That's a terrible story.
That's the past. Now we gotta think of the future.
Thank you. You put yourself in danger letting them get you. You took a risk to contact me.
You're welcome. When Nicholas found out someone had arrived through a wormhole, he was sure it was you. He never lost hope. Most of us already thought you were dead.
That sounds hard.
The lives of all of us have been very hard since the incident. What matters is that Nicholas was right. And now you're here to give us a hand.
Of course. You can count on me. I have the intel files I found in Esteban's house.
Perfect. That information is very valuable. Take good care of it. It cost the life of one of us. I never thought I wouldn't see Esteban again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
No problem. It's hard to get used to the loss of people you love.
How many more are there in the Resistance?
Not much more than what you see here. Nicholas, me, Pablo, if he's still alive, and a few more. When Nicholas recruited us, we were hundreds. But Sergio's forces hunted us down like rats.
What kind of information did Esteban collect?
Nicholas' initial plan was to rebuild the machine, so one of us could go back to the past and prevent the incident. But he got stuck again in the formula of the pulse stabilizer, and without your help, he was never gonna finish it. Later on, the mission turned into stopping Sergio, and getting Argentina to be what it once was. Esteban worked as a double agent in that mission, to find information to hack Sergio's communication center.
Together with the files, I found the other half of the photo I had. I'm in part of this photo.
Esteban had told Nicholas he had found a photo, and he was really excited with the finding. You should show it to him.
Now there's one more in the Resistance.
Every person counts.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That photo! I remember the moment as it had been yesterday. We got it taken before I went to Innovate. Since everything came out well, we thought the photo was a lucky charm. We decided to cut it in half and keep a part each. How come you have the whole photo?
Well, I've always had the part you're in. Thanks to it, Victoria agreed to help me. The other part was in Esteban's safe at his place.
Right. Esteban had told me about a picture of you. This little thing's filled me with excitement. Thank you for showing it to me.
It's Nicholas. Professor,
Yes.
how come the teleportation machine failed?
A sabotage! Sergio wanted to keep my invention and sabotage the pulse stabilizer you designed to make me believe I had failed. But the machine responded in an unexpected way, affecting not only the matter, but also the time. Obviously, the equations in my theory had application that even I didn't know.
Why did the machine make us travel through time?
The machine worked transporting the matters through a wormhole. But evidently, the implications underlying the physics we discovered have ramifications which I've never considered.
Wormholes? I think I read about that. In some files I found. I should show them to him. I designed what?
The pulse stabilizer, yes. that made the machine stabilize and work properly. You realized about the problem and you designed it. You pulled us out of a dead-end street.
I can't believe I created something like that.
Yes, you did, though you are so young. You are a brilliant scientist. It appears you are going to surpass my talent.
How could they sabotage the machine?
Even today, we don't know exactly what Sergio did, but I'm sure he added modifications to your stabilizer.
But how could he modify something I designed?
The lab where we worked had security cameras in all entrances. The only possible chance was that there was a mole in our team.
Do you suspect someone?
Are you hungry? Victoria could fix you something.
That was weird. Why did he dodge the question? Why was Sergio the only one interested in such a machine?
Sergio was a member of a very dangerous mob named Christian. Right after the incident, he managed to respond very fast with an elite team because he had it beforehand. I suppose no other investor approached me because Sergio was threatening them.
I guess I'm beginning to understand the whole story. Why did I lose my memory?
I suppose you are more exposed than me to the electromagnetic radiations of the portal. That must have altered the synapse processes in your brain. When you have time, you should see a doctor.
Do you think I'll get my memory back?
We might stimulate it with memories that were important for you.
What's the plan?
The plan? Of course, the plan. I've been trying to replicate your formula for years. The one to build your famous pulse stabilizer, which allows the machine to work properly. You should check out the board. That's as far as I could get.
Let's see if I can exercise my memory a little. Did the temporal hole drop us at different points in the future?
In temporal terms, I got here first, 10 years ago. We've been working a lot since then to build the resistance.
Did you have any hope that I'd arrive?
At some point, must stop waiting for you, but I never lost hope to see you again. Christian, I'm so happy to see you. I have new hopes for our plans.
Who's Florencia? That name sounds familiar.
Where did you hear that name?
You mentioned her when you were telling the story.
She worked with us at the beginning of the project. It's really not that important.
Would you tell your story again?
Yes, sure.
Now I understand why every time I get sick to my
There are many things in this lab back from when we worked together. If you want to, you may go over there. I'm sure that'll help you.
Thanks a lot, Nicholas. Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome.
Nicholas told me to look at these formulas. Pulse stabilizer. Teleportation machine. I'm remembering something. Nicholas was blocked, but I couldn't give up. I worked a lot to get a formula to create the pulse stabilizer. And when we tested the machine, something unexpected happened. I'm remembering it clearly. I'd never been so frightened in my life.
Christian, the machine is totally unstable. I don't think I can hold much longer. A singularity is on the making.
That means that the pulse stabilizer failed.
Never mind. We gotta turn it off. It's accumulating too much energy. And if the singularity closes in an unstable way, the accumulated energy will create an expansive wave.
At the time, I thought it was my fault. Sergio is the one responsible for all this. It would be awesome to stretch my arm like Mr. Fantastic. But for now, if I let go, the hole will swallow me. If I could get close to those cables, maybe if I unplug the machine.
Don't even think about it, Christian! Guessing the power could bring about even worse consequences!
The teleportation machine. So many years working on it. So much effort. So many dreams. We gotta try to turn it off, but I don't know how. The board. Here at the lab. I worked hard to find the problem with the machine. It's the same periodic table on the photo I have with Nicholas. We must have taken it there. The professor was much younger, and much more energetic. The years in this crisis took a toll. It would be awesome to stretch my arm but for now, if I unplug the machine.
Don't even guessing the...
I didn't know I looked so handsome. Professor!
Yes!
Professor, we're going up in the air.
Yes, we got to turn off the machine!
We'll think of something. Could you tell me the formula of the pulse stabilizer?
Christian! I am the Nicholas of your memories! If you don't know, how should I? But check whether there's something on the board!
The board is a little far.
Well, you could have come up with that idea when we were not flying up in the air!
What a temper! Professor!
Yes!
I don't understand what went wrong. My pulse stabilizer didn't work.
Christian, your conclusions were perfect! We're clearly facing something beyond our knowledge! What's happening makes no sense!
We'll talk some other time.
Think up how we can turn off the machine!
If I let go of this table, the wormhole will swallow me. Right. I was working on the formula on the board. If I focus on what I'd written there, I might remember it. My memories are blurry, but I gotta make an effort. If only I could do away with the wrong memories. Now, something's not right. Let's start again. I'm sure these portions are not part of the formula. Yes, this portion of the formula is correct. Yes, I got it. This was the formula. I'm sure. I can't remember anymore. Nicholas, I managed to remember the whole formula.
Really? That's the best news ever! Now I can go on building the new machine.
I wrote it on the board.
Perfect. I suppose you're already thinking how to rescue Pablo from Sergio, right?
I didn't know I had to go rescue him.
Of course. I'm really worried about him. That was the first thing I told you.
No, you said nothing.
Well, that must be something else you forgot. Memory loss is affecting you a lot. Thank you very much, Christian. You're very brave. After losing Esteban, I can't stop thinking that Pablo may have the same end.
Any idea where I can begin?
Wounded prisoners are always taken to the hospital. We never knew their final destination. Maybe starting out there is a good option.
To the hospital again? I keep going to that place.
I'm afraid that we have more dangerous missions in the near future.
Okay, at least I already know the hospital. Should be easy this time. It's full of garbage. There's nothing useful there. I don't need a fire extinguisher. The Greek letter pi is painted on it. It's a regular broom.
So, you were the famous Christian.
I guess he's raving again. Last time I saw him, he was not very coherent.
I pretended very well, didn't I? I was never crazy. I just didn't know if you could be trusted. I said you're famous because the professor has been waiting for you forever. Your arrival became our last great hope.
Then, if you know the professor, are you part of the resistance?
One of the few left.
You did fool me.
I've always liked acting.
So, you are also part of the resistance?
That's correct. My job is to mislead people who get to the university with no invitation. In your case, Nicholas had already told me you might arrive, but I had to make sure you were no imposter. I just gave you some clues for you to find the way. I was sure that if you were the real Christian, you'd figure it out. Fortunately, I was not wrong.
How long have you been in university maintenance?
That was many years ago. You might not remember me, because I was much younger when you attended college. But I was already in maintenance the day of the incident. The day everything changed.
Amazing. And how come you're still here?
At the beginning, I was much like everyone else, trying to survive. But one day I learned about a mysterious scientist who was putting together a resistance against Sergio. I didn't think twice and contacted him to be a part of it. When I learned it was Nicholas, I could hardly believe it. 10 years had gone by and he looked just the same. He told us everything about the sabotage to his machine. He was always very transparent with us.
How long have you been in university maintenance?
That was many years ago. You might not remember me, because I was much younger when you attended college. But I was already in maintenance the day of the incident. The day everything changed.
Amazing. And how come you're still here?
At the beginning, I was much trying to survive. The one who was putting together when I left him, he told he was always...
We'll talk later.
See?
It's a box. It's full of tools. There's a hammer, a wrench, a steering wheel lock, a 1.8 turbo diesel engine, a ladder. I'd already checked this before. I don't need any of that. I don't need to open it. I don't want to carry that. I would, if there was a button. It's spray painted. It's the Greek letter lambda. There are two blueprints. One of them looks like some kind of machine. The other, though, is the blueprint of a device. For some reason, they look familiar. These are Esteban's intel files. Unfortunately, he... how can I put this?
Died in the line of duty. Victoria told me. Esteban was a brave ally and a great friend. The files he got for us are very important. They will allow us to access the communications center. It's important that you keep them. They'll be of much use in the future.
No. I can't use those things together. I'd better not touch it. I don't want Nicholas to get mad at me. The size of these columns is all... If I wear civilian clothes, I might be discovered. If I wear civilian clothes... If I wear civilian clothes, I might be... If I wear civilian... They're all broken. That's not going to help at all. I don't think that'll be of any use. It's quite high. It's the clothes I took from the guard. Guess this is where the water drains. That's not going to help at all. No, I might cut myself. They're all broken. No, I might cut myself. If I wear civilian clothes, I might be discovered. The access is blocked with debris. Impossible to go this way. It's the map of the subway stations. Hello. What are you doing here with this hot dog stand?
I'm selling hot dogs. What do you think?
I guess you're gonna have few customers. The city's almost deserted.
There are a few people left, but those people need to eat. Being the only hot dog seller has some benefits. Would you like one?
No, I'm not hungry right now.
Your loss.
Bye.
See you.
It fits perfectly. That's it. Let's get this show on the road. Let's see if I can find Pablo inside. Okay, here we are. If they've already they'll surely bring him here after. I'm really worried about what they can do to him. There's a guard watching. I should move naturally so he won't suspect.
The store is locked. You can't get in.
Sorry, I didn't know. Do you have something locked up?
I'm watching the door because the weak supplies have arrived. It's forbidden to enter.
Is he telling the truth? Are there just supplies? I'm gonna have to look for a way to get in.
Hey, the toilet is occupied!
Sorry, are you okay?
I was set up when I was on duty. I'm gonna kill the guy who gave me that alcohol with laxatives. Just a second. Your face looks familiar.
No, not possible. I started working with Sergio a little time ago. I'd better go. Okay, bye.
Hey, let me take a closer look at you. Get back here.
We better not be seen together.
Okay.
There's a guard watching. I should move now.
The store is locked. You can't get in.
Sorry, do you have something locked up?
I'm watching the door because it's forbidden to...
Is he telling? Are there just supplies? I'm gonna have to... This looks like the bench I had in the gazebo. Hi.
Hi.
There are no patients in the hospital main room.
Yes, even one who was nearly unconscious.
But, oh, that's terrible.
Of course. That's why Sergio decided to change all guards here.
Can I come in?
Don't even think about it. Nobody goes in there.
Do you like your job?
Do you think it's fun to sit by a door all day long?
What are you watching over?
The week's supplies came in today. Every time they're less and less. So I was sent to watch over the rations.
I didn't know that supplies were scarce.
Yes, it's a problem. But Sergio has a plan, and he's putting it into action. At least, that's what we are told.
Bye.
See you.
I guess some water would be good. Better not. Hi.
Hi.
A lot of work?
Fortunately, no wounded have been brought in today. Better for me. If I see blood, I faint.
You look like a very nice person for this place.
Not only murderers and mercenaries work for Sergio. Besides, since he took over the Garahan, there's not much of a choice. The first doctors resisted him, and they didn't do well.
Yeah. How was the Garahan story? Can you help me remember? What a terrible story.
I think I shouldn't have told you all this.
Can you tell me the story of Hospital Garahan again?
You should pay more attention when you're told a story. Anyway, I like telling them over.
What did the first doctors do?
After the expansive wave of destruction, my father and other doctors from the Garahan decided to stay here to serve the people who needed them.
And how did Sergio take over the place?
The Garahan was under siege, and they ran out of supplies. The doctors had to give in. They had no choice.
Did all the doctors stay here?
No. Some got away. They didn't want to serve Sergio. Others, like my father, stayed here.
Do you know what happened to the doctor that was here before?
The previous doctor? I don't want to talk about it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. What a terrible story.
I think I shouldn't have told you all this.
Bye.
Bye.
There are things that they surely use with the patients. No, the doctors should use them with the ones who need them. Definitely not. That mattress does not look good. Better not. It's a table. It has nothing in particular. It's not necessary. No, thank you. I already have my sneakers. There's some violet slippers. No. They're jars with medicines. The bed where I woke up in this nightmare. I can't move it. I can't move it. It's a bed. I'd better not touch it.
Corporal Brizuela, good to see you.
Hi.
After the breakout, all the guards were replaced. Well, almost all. How could you get away with it?
I got lucky.
Good for you. When you have some time, we can talk about it.
Sure. Hi.
Hi.
What happened with the rest of the guards?
They were replaced in the purge after the escape of a patient.
Why the purge?
I don't know exactly. I was here watching the door, as usual, when many soldiers I'd never seen walked in and said that the boy they had found in Sector 3 had escaped from the hospital and that everyone was arrested. They even found a guy tied up in the toilet. Crazy stuff.
What a disaster. No wonder the usual guys are not here.
Yep, and I know Sergio got mad.
Why didn't they take you?
My performance appraisals were always good, so they assumed that if there was a problem, it wasn't my fault. Now I have to be extremely careful. I don't think I'll be as lucky next time.
Do you know where they took him?
I have no idea. People say that there are cells in the Casa Rosada. That's a real hell. Do you know anything?
No, I don't.
This situation is getting worse. Sergio has never reacted like this. They say he's up to something big.
Let's change the subject.
Come on.
What happened with the rest of the guards?
They were replaced in the after the escape of a
Let's change the subject.
Come on.
We'll talk later.
Bye. Don't go far. I don't trust those new guards.
Okay. Corporal Ramirez won't let me out. It's the exit sign. It's a piece of wood. Hi.
Hi.
Any news?
Supplies arrived a while ago, but we can't even get close. Fernandez is watching the door. I'm dying to try some cookies.
Need any help?
Come on, put the radio away in the lockers.
Okay.
Look, there's no return.
What did he mean by that? I'll carry on with my round. They're old papers with information bulletins from the hospital.
If you have it, it's your turn. Don't look at me.
A heavily armed guard. Hi.
Hi.
Have you been here long?
Yes, I don't think I'll be relieved for a while.
Let me know if I can help you somehow.
Could you let me know when Fernandez gives out the second ration of the day? My mouth is really dry.
Any news?
Everything's quiet. As long as nobody breaks out.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
We'll talk later.
Bye. Don't go far. I don't trust those new guards.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Where do they get the supplies from?
After the disaster, Sergio was smart and assembled a squad to take over supermarkets and food storages in the city when supplies started to run out. He already had a smuggling net between the city and the rest of the country. Besides being taken over by Sergio, the city was in quarantine because nobody knew what had happened. When the government tried to do something, it was too late. Now people depend on him.
And why are they so heavily watched then?
Many years have gone by, and some time ago problems started with his connections outside the city, and the supplies coming from them are less and less.
It must be hard to live isolated.
It is. The question is, what side to support? And on Sergio's side are the supplies.
Is that why you work for him? Or do you actually support his cause?
You know, either you support him, or you're in a cage. There's no choice.
But how much longer will supplies be available?
I don't know. I don't think for much longer. But it's obvious that Sergio is up to something.
We'll talk later.
Bye. Don't go far. I don't trust those new guards.
Okay. It's the radio that one of the guards gave me. Must be the only plant alive in this building. It's a cardboard box. I already have a place to keep things. Here.
No thanks, I'll pass. I already had to go there. My next guard shift is next week.
I don't want to bother the big guy anymore. Nature has called him. These bars look quite resilient. It's a perfect sailor's knot. Why should I untie it? This is useless. This is useless. Here.
What are you giving me?
I'm paying you an admission ticket to get into the storage.
Are those Argentinian bills? What do you want me to do with that? Money has no value here. Besides, if any supplies go missing, I'll be held responsible for that.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you know the doctor?
Eh? The doctor? Yes, I know her. We started out together at the hospital. Though the first time I saw her was when I got wounded after a chase.
Are you friends then?
Of course not. Though, well, never mind.
I guess there's something between the soldier and the doctor. What do you know about the previous doctor? The doctor knew nothing.
They think he helped in a jailbreak. He's locked up.
I can't believe it.
Did you know him?
Sure. I ran into him at the hospital sometimes. Like everyone else, huh?
Sure. Well, I also know him like that. He's the doctor's father. She's very sad. I don't like to see her like that.
Bye.
See you.
Hi.
Hi.
Today's a nice day, isn't it?
Yes, since there are no patients, I'm gonna read some novels.
The man in the corridor looks like he's watching something important.
Fernandez? Yes, because the supplies have arrived. That makes me happy.
You mean Fernandez or the supplies?
You're funny.
Is there something between the doctor and Fernandez? Let's see if she tells some more. Are you single, doctor?
I think it's bad manners to nose into someone else's business.
You're right. I'm sorry. A lot of work?
Fortunately, no wounded have been brought in today. Better for me. If I see blood, I faint.
Where are the healthy hostages taken?
I only know where the sick are brought, and that's here.
Can you tell me the story of Hospital Garahan again?
You should pay more attention when you're told a story. Anyway, I like telling them over.
I learned your father is in prison. How unfair. He was a hero. If there's anything I can do.
Fact is, there's nothing we can do. Anyway, thanks for asking. You look like a guy that can be trusted.
Did all the doctors stay here?
No, some got away. They didn't want to serve Sergio. Others, like my father, stayed here.
And how did Sergio take over the place?
The Garahan was under siege, and they ran out of supplies. The doctors had to give in. They had no choice.
What did the first doctors do?
After the expansive wave of destruction, my father and other doctors from the Garahan decided to stay here to serve the people who needed them.
What a terrible story.
Thanks for hearing me out.
Bye.
Bye.
A broken window, surely from this room. No, I might cut myself. It's a map. It shows Argentina, but where Buenos Aires used to be, there's another country. I hope I'll wake up soon from this nightmare. Looks like they haven't cleaned in years. I won't clean this. It's the corridor guard. There's a guard watching. I should move naturally so he won't suspect.
This door is locked. You can't get in.
Sorry, I didn't know. Do you have something locked up?
I'm watching the door. It's forbidden.
Is he telling? Are there? I'm gonna have to look for. There's a guard watch. I should move.
This door. You can't.
Sorry, do you?
I'm watching. It's forbidden.
Is he telling? Are there just supplies? I'm gonna have to look. Hi.
Hi.
Is it me, or there's something going on between the doctor and you?
Well, how did you realize?
Both get pretty jittery when you talk about the other.
Please, don't tell anyone.
What's the problem that you're together?
Sergio doesn't trust any doctors. When he took over, the doctors made the Garahan resistance. Since then, he doesn't trust them, and doesn't want us to mingle with them.
Well, that's too bad. I have an idea. I can cover you so you can meet.
But you'd be running a high risk.
No problem. Let me see what she thinks.
Oh, thanks a lot. You're the best.
Bye.
See you.
Hi.
Hi.
Fernandez told me everything. If you want, I can cover you so you can meet.
Shame on you. Men like gossip more than women do.
Actually, I realized. You two are very evident.
The thing is that since my father was sent to prison, I'm scared. If they learn about my relationship with Fernandez, they might hurt him. If only we had a place to talk.
Let me ask Fernandez. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
Everything's ready. I'll cover you.
Great. I thought she didn't want to see me anymore.
She's very scared about her father.
I know. You should go check the entrance guards first.
Perfect. Good luck. Bye.
See you.
It's Corporal Ramirez. Hi.
Hi.
We'll talk later.
Bye. Don't go far. I don't trust those new guards.
Okay. I don't think it'll be useful. It's a glass bottle. It contained wine. That's the tallest guard I've ever seen. Hi.
Hi.
Any news?
Supplies arrived a while ago, but we can't even get. Fernandez is watching it. I'm dying to.
I'll carry on with my round. Hi.
Hi.
Have you been here long?
Yes. I don't think I'll be relieved for a while.
Let me know if I can help you somehow.
Could you let me know when Fernandez gives out the second ration of the day? My mouth is really dry.
Any news?
Everything's quiet. As long as nobody breaks out.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
We'll talk later.
Bye. Don't go far. I don't trust those new guards.
Okay.